right, what's up YouTube? Welcome to the Living Freed channel. My name is Tyler Freed and this is Pedro. I got my new student with me and I picked him up on Tuesday and we are currently stuck in a snowstorm right now in Missouri. So yeah, the company shut us down. It's been snowing and we've got some black ice and things like that. Trucks flipped over on the highway. So yeah, we're just sitting here at a truck stop on I-44 in Missouri. And
don't get mistaken, a lot of private, owner-operators are running out there taking chances.
Right, there are people that are driving, but we're not taking that chance. But even if we wanted to take the chance, the company we're with shut us down for the day, so we're not allowed to leave yet. And I picked him up Tuesday. Today is Thursday, and we've just been sitting here the entire time since Tuesday night until now. We'll hopefully leave tomorrow and get rolling again, but we have to wait for the company to let us go. So right now I just felt like making a video with him and kind of asking him about what drew him to the trucking industry and what he thinks about the company he's with. Now, we're not going to share which company we're with, the actual name, but what he thinks about trucking school so far. And he hasn't had a great experience training so far because he hasn't done anything but sit here. But
Not entirely. So I've driven already. I got my miles in so far during school. We drove about 1,200 miles from Burleson up to past Milwaukee up north, Wisconsin, and back. So I mean, we did rotate. I did do about average between 3 to 5 hours driving at a time with other students. It's really small class. Tops price 5 people, but luckily it was 4 of us, and the trainer doesn't drive at all. Like, the instructor just pretty much stayed in the hot seat, just watching and making sure we're doing the right thing.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off first.
Hey, it's all right. Like, I wasn't even supposed to have a student. I've been telling y'all that I wasn't going to have a student until after my wife gave birth to our kid, but the company was like, hey, we need a trainer really bad, and you can train him for the next 3 weeks and drop him off at one of the yards so that he can get with another trainer after he's driven with you for a few weeks. So I was like, you know what, I can do that before I go home and take time off and everything. So yeah, it kind of was sprung on me and him, like right when I showed up to the terminal coming off of home time, and he was just finishing orientation when he got on the truck with me. And yeah,
it was all last minute, man. Like, I did not know who you were. I got this call from his number, no idea. I thought it was a telemarketer asking me about my vehicle's warranty expiring. But this guy answers, hey, my name's Tyler, your trainer. I'm like, who? What? Come to surprise. I'll tell you one thing, the company we work for is they are on top of it, man. Like, I come from the IT industry, systems engineer. I did it for 7 years, and it's getting very scarce moving from city to city. And I just said, you know what, let me get into trucking, and we'll get into it more. Like, he's gonna ask me questions what got me into trucking, but compared to my experiences at other job places and my career, the loyalty they show towards the drivers is amazing. There were some complications where the examiner turned out got word last minute that she couldn't test me because I'm from Florida, and she wasn't qualified to examine Florida CDL. That being said, I got to go to Georgia, going to another terminal. Actually, I think it's one of the main terminals that were, our director's there, and some of the recruiters are there too as well. I'll be testing there. They got a guy there who could test all 48. But you might be thinking, oh man, they're making this guy go bouncing back and forth. Well, I would be bothered, but the director is a genuine guy, and he's not letting me sit on my butt. He is taking care of me when it comes to my expenses, the hotel stay and everything. It's not coming out of my pocket.
And they're paying you for sitting here with me, right?
And I'm getting paid layaway during the ice storm and snowstorm we're dealing with. So what other company is going to keep paying you?
Yeah, not a lot.
Without being a full-on driver, solo driver.
Right.
I'm still in training,
Right.
So, but all in all, I'm happy. I'm winging it right now, and you know, this guy right here is he's sharp. You know, if you guys want to get into it and you're in Texas, reach out to him, get the info. He's a great trainer.
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now.
Appreciate it. But yeah, I want to ask you and piggyback off that. What did actually drive you into the industry? Because, like, I really on my channel, I haven't even explained to you. I talk a lot about how much opportunity trucking provides people, and this is a very overlooked industry for people because there's a lot of negativity surrounding it with people talking on the internet and things like that. But it really is a hidden gem in the United States.
Yes, it is scarce. There is a shortage of drivers. Now, as far as the negative remarks, everybody has opinions. Everybody has a different type of lifestyle. If you're active, you're close to your family, you like being home. You know, if you're willing to compromise a week or two until you could be home for another 2 to 4 days, and you could manage your time right, the company will work for you to have that right balance. You know, now, if you are an anxious person, don't like society, and are self-kept and creepy, then you could do OTR nonstop for a whole year, and you could seriously make like 6 figures way before then. You know, but all in all, I think the industry is flexible. They will work for you. They do have policies where they will stretch a little bit here and there. I don't know how other trucking companies are, but from what I heard, they really are a little bit uptight when it comes to free time. You know, something ridiculous like, oh, you're gonna be on the road OTR 4 weeks and you only get 3 days of home time. I don't know how I feel about that, but where we're at right now, you know, your dispatcher is pretty much your you know, your manager that you, right?
Yep.
And
yes.
and you know, they have a policy where, you know, they want to have some sort of relationship with the drivers beyond a professional level. So you know, I spoke to a couple dispatchers, recruiters, and everybody's very friendly and everybody's very flexible. And the director, believe it or not, like, he seemed to cater to a lot of my necessities when I showed up last moment to Texas to get this over with. And you know, I really appreciate that. Nobody owes it to me, but I owe it to them to now be loyal to them and do the best I can once I get my get through this.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're asking me how I got into it.
Yeah, like what drew you to the industry?
I always was curious about the trucking industry, even in IT. I do have a lot of close friends that are professional drivers out there. Some of which are owner operators now and are making a killing out there. Especially through COVID, they weren't short of work at all.
Right.
If anything, work picked up. So when the economy goes down, for some reason, it doesn't go down for trucking. You know, we're the ones who feed the country, move everything. You know, material, supplies, food, whatever the job calls. But even then, there's a shortage. And I think the shortage is based on some of the negative remarks that a lot of people have in their minds. You know, they see it, they project it a certain way, and they have a strong opinion about it, and it scares others away. You get me? And you got to give it a try. It's not as bad as you think. I mean, I'm going through this, and honestly, I'm not sad. I'm not going to quit. But with my friends being in the industry, I got a little bit motivated into it. I started my own hot shot company, did it for a little bit over a year. It was going great, but being owner operator, I wasn't ready for it, financially, in other words. And on top of that, it is exhausting. It is a lot of physical labor when you're doing hot shot. You know, you are your own boss, and you are responsible loading, unloading. And luckily with this company, all I'm doing is driving. The dry vans, the reefers, they're preloaded. You literally drive in with an empty trailer, drop off, and pick up a ready, stacked, secured trailer, and you're out. You literally don't have to do anything unless you have to strap something, and you just open the doors. That's as far as you go. And it caught my attention, and you know, February 7th, it's deadline. You know, for the CDL thing. You can't just, in Florida at least, you can't just, you won't be able to just go make an appointment to the tax collector office or the DMV and just take your CDL permit anymore. You're gonna have to go through a school, and that's expensive.
Yeah.
And if a company shoots you into a school, and you know, for you to have a job, it's gonna cost you more out of pocket because they do deduct out of your paycheck. Luckily, with this program that they have, the mentorship program,
Yep.
is what they call it.
Yep.
Me being out here right now with Tyler, it's paying my school off for the next 15,000 miles. And
Right.
on top of that, I'm getting paid.
Yep.
I'm getting paid per mile too. I'm getting paid layaway when there's a breakdown or
Right.
weather's bad. And you know, they're still paying me, reimbursing me back for my expenses for the hotel
Yep.
and for the in-class training.
Right.
They paid me a weekly salary.
Right.
So I'm not here starving. You get me? Like, I'm getting by and I'm making money right before getting my own truck.
Yep.
So
Most companies won't do that. Most companies will pay you like a weekly salary while you're in training too. So here, they're paying by the mile. So he's able to earn miles or earn mileage pay and actually get an idea of what it's like to be a real truck driver. Now, he's going to make more when he gets out of school and out of training and everything. He'll make the actual pay that the company pays, but still, you know, the mileage pay is better than $600-700 a week.
yeah.
He can make in training at the company we're with. He can make $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 a week, and if he gets his CDL and stays on the truck with me after the 3 weeks he's definitely going to be with me, we could do 4,000 and 5,000 miles a week at his rate, and he could be pulling in $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 a week in training.
Guaranteed. And also, with my CDL and after training, once I get my own truck, you also get mileage bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So with this company, at least, I don't know other companies, but they have like a range. If you go 2,000 miles a week, and when I say a week, I'm not talking about 5 days. I'm talking about 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So in 7 days, 2,000 miles, anybody could break that.
Oh yeah.
It's easy peasy. You get me? Unless, you know, you're someone who likes to be home every weekend, whatever. Then, you know, cool. But you get about average 6-7 cents extra per mile when you break that bracket. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, you know, 44 cents.
Right.
And then you get 6 cents extra on top when you break 2,000. So now that 44 is like 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
The math is crap, but
Yeah,
I pretty much
but a lot of there's a lot of good companies out there. There's a lot of bad companies. The good ones, they do have these incentive programs to make it to where you can make a lot of money even as a newer driver. And I like being paid by the mile or percentage versus being paid salary or hourly. That's what I like about trucking, is it's commission based. It's based on your work ethic. So if you want to work a lot, you can make a lot of money. If you don't want to work, then you're not going to make a lot of money. You're going to go broke and you're going to hate your life. But you know, yeah, salary is good because it's consistent and it's guaranteed or whatever, but you can't really go beyond that. You're capped. And hourly is the same thing. You're capped at the amount of hours you work. But when you get paid percentage or mileage pay, then you can do more, you can do less. It all just depends on your work ethic. And that's what drew me to trucking. And I don't know if that drew you to trucking, where it basically, this job is dependent on you to make good money, right?
Yeah, versus my previous job, which was salary. Once you're salary, you're on a company leash. Like, you would have to work the amount of hours that they need you, and they would take advantage of you. I mean, I don't care if you're making 50K, 60K, you're probably putting in 80, 70, you know, hours in like a week and a half rather than 2 weeks, and you're overworked, you know.
Right.
But you know, here it's a free for all. Right. It's a diner table full of food, and there's always food on that table. If you have the energy for it and you have the time, it's all there for the grabs, man. Like, you're never gonna starve. You know, like, just take as much as you can, get greedy with it. You know, you'll succeed. You know, and of course you need your break too. So like I said before, they will work with you with your time off. There is, you know, because of DOT, you know, hours of service, you know, you have to have a reset minimum 34 hours, you know.
Yeah, like with Hot Shot, you didn't have the hours of service.
No. Hot Shot, I'd be losing sleep. You know, I get home past midnight and then be up at 5 a.m. at the auction picking up cars for customers, and then, you know, probably run on 3-4 hours sleep. It wasn't safe.
Right.
I admit
you didn't do a CDL Hot Shot.
I was non-CDL.
Right,
you know,
non-CDL.
So, you know, I didn't have a 5-car trailer. I had a 3-car wedge, and it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you guys want to ask him about, you know, what it's like, I could forward information, or
Yeah,
you know,
If you want to do a different video about it,
we could maybe after like 2 weeks we could do a video of him comparing the difference between hot shot and truck driving in a semi. I think that'd be a good video.
That'd be cool, because there are a lot of people who are interested in hot shot.
They are,
and I get a lot of people calling me all the time. Friends of friends, friends of a friend of a friend, family members. You know, they want to get a truck. What kind of truck? What kind of trailer? What do I need? Do I need authority? What kind of insurances? There's so much crap involved to it.
No.
But the one thing that I do see that he told me is that people will come into this industry wanting to be owner operators as soon as they get the CDL. It's not as easy as you think. You have to have capital. You have to have experience, because, I mean...
And he was owner-operator, hot shot owner-operator.
Yes.
And so... Yeah.
Been there, done that. And, I mean, I don't regret it. I would be doing it if it wasn't for I guess the February 7th regulation changes kind of just gave me that kick in the butt to just get it over with, because, I mean, maybe 2 years, 3 years from now, I might just well get back into it and actually buy a semi-truck with a 9-car hauler and just start all over with the money I'll be making here. I could save up to finance one, lease one, or buy my own from somebody I know. So sky's the limit, you get me?
Right.
But for right now, you know, we got the snowstorm, and I'm going training.
Yeah.
And
you haven't really got the experience yet of doing this.
I think I have a total of about 1,000 miles, but 1,000 miles compared to you, it's...
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm a baby, dude.
You'll know after about 2 weeks, in which we are going to do updates like every week. I want to update you on his progression and everything, which I think he's going to do good, just because he did drive not a tractor, but a truck and a trailer before, and that's going to help him a lot with learning how to back and handle a bigger vehicle.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to do some videos of him kind of telling you about his experience going through training. He's on week 1 right now. Hasn't got to do any training because we've been stuck in snow, but once we get going, I want him to tell you what it's like being a student going through the training process, because I think that's really valuable to new people and people looking at getting into the industry.
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
I think it's true. I mean, for you hotshot guys out there, my trailer was 50 feet long, and what we have in common with drivers like him is depth perception, because I could see and know when the very back of the trailer is, where I know where I could cut it and chase the trailer back if I had to back in, and it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Which is probably what he means about, you know, the skills are I applied on the road when I was a hotshot. You know, following distance is a big deal. You know, knowing your streets, understanding how the street signals. If the green light's been on for a long time,
Yep.
don't try to bum rush it. You know, DOT will stop you, and it's even worse if, like, you know, you run a red light on any truck.
Oh
with a
yeah,
whole
yeah, you
load.
can't do that.
So I mean,
Yep.
you applied those things you learn on the road with the trucking plus more. You got me? So
Yeah,
but yeah, we could definitely do another video about that later on.
absolutely, man. Yeah, after about a week, we'll make a video of him telling me what his first week has been like and telling you what it's been like. I really think that's going to be valuable, but I just wanted to introduce my new student. My last student didn't want to do videos at all. He's not afraid to do it, so he did a good job for being on video for the first time.
I'm
so,
not shy.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not shy.
that's good. I'm happy about that. I wanted to do that the first student I had, but you know, it is what it is. I can't make someone be on camera. So
Listen, you're gonna have good students and bad students. You're gonna have
Yep.
good trainers and bad trainers.
Right.
And you know, luckily for our company,
yep,
they match the people and the students just right. You know,
Right.
even the student atmosphere was great.
yeah,
I didn't have any. When we went out to Wisconsin with 4 guys in the back, 3 guys in the back, you know, just pretty much a truck full of 5 people with including the instructor. You'd think guys would bump heads after 14 hours.
Yeah.
Not really, man. Like, they chose a right batch of people to get along, and we all helped one another. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm out here now, and we're all still constantly texting one another, you know,
Yeah.
keeping in touch, and, you know, we're all asking each other, how you're doing, how's this going, you know.
At the end of the day, this business is what you make of it.
Yeah.
The attitude you have towards it is going to make or break you. That's what I think. I think that's with any industry. I always tell people that in all my videos, that basically trucking is no different than any other career field. There's going to be a step-by-step process to getting to the top, to getting to the real money. You can't expect to come into trucking and make $100K your first year. You're going to have to get that experience. But after a year with a clean background and driving record, no accidents, you can definitely get to the six-figure mark if you're a hustler. If you're someone that wants to be home all the time, you're not going to make the money that someone makes that's out constantly. You're not. If you don't want to go above and beyond, you're not going to make the money. And that's in any field. It doesn't matter. And so I try to teach that to all my students. Any student that I have from now on, I'm going to tell them that. Like, hey, the sky is the limit in this business. However hard you want to work, you can make the money. And I'm sure that's what you saw. And all the people that you know, it does help to know people that have been in the industry before you got in.
Right.
They teach you a little bit about it, right?
Yeah, and also, you know, everything you said is very similar to what I was doing with the hot shop.
Right.
There's endless amounts of work out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's finding them or not, the work is out there. If you like a lot of free time and you want to slack off, or you just want to work 3 days out of the week and expect to make 100,000, it's not going to work.
Right.
But if you really want to move, you're never going to be like disappointed.
Right.
The work is always going to be there. Like a lot of the guys that are truck drivers out on the road, you know, they will tell me, you know, they work with the dispatchers. They get buddy with dispatchers because you want to do that.
Right.
Because if you want time off, they're the people to talk to. And if you want to make those extra runs and extra miles and extra week, you know, time is money. You know, they'll give it to you. You know, if you want to make $1,000 extra a week, they'll route it perfectly for you to make the money you want to make.
Mm-hmm.
There's no turning down any work for them. You know, so
Right.
they'll be gladly to feed you the money and the miles for it. So yeah.
Well, cool, man. You excited?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
I was nervous at first, you know.
Yeah.
I do admit, my drive back with the class instructor in the classroom, I did catch some snow on the way back down, and
Yeah.
watching the training videos and the courses and all that stuff, you know, you got to be wary of bridges icing up. You got to be wary of black ice under the snow.
Right.
But luckily, to my surprise, actually being out here now, the ELD goes off 2-3 times a day, updating everybody whether it's safe or not to drive.
Right.
These other guys out here are risking it and risking other people on the road. And he could tell you, we're looking right now at the highway and people are flying down the highway at this weather. And
Yeah.
I don't care how confident you are, man. That's a no-no for me. I don't know. Maybe that's why they hired me, because I'm safety conscious,
Yeah,
you know.
man,
So
probably. Yep. Yep. Yeah, we're not allowed to move. Even if we wanted to, we would get fired for moving.
yeah.
So.
Now there's exceptions there. So from what I understood is, let's say you get a shutdown message from your dispatcher,
Right.
or from the company. You're in the middle of the road and you don't have a safe haven.
Right.
You
yeah, you
they
can
will,
find one.
you have to let them know, and they will let you get PC to fucking find a safe haven to get off the road and stuff like that. But do it in a safe manner. You know, just don't keep going another 2-hour drives to take advantage of it, because
Now, I will drive in snow. That's the thing. I'm not afraid to do that. But it rained the night before it started snowing. And so that rain actually turned to black ice, and then it snowed on top of that. So it got real dangerous. There, like I said, there was like a 9-truck pileup not too far from where we're at. And whenever you hear things like that, you're like, man, it's not worth the risk, you know?
earlier this morning we had a guy pull up next to us, and he wasn't shaky, but he had a lot to say about what he experienced an hour prior pulling up next to us. He had a car passing trucks. The car spun out and took out a tractor trailer, and both flipped.
Yeah.
An hour south from us.
Hey, it happens. It happens all the time.
It happens, and you don't want to be those people, you know.
Right.
So.
Well, all right, man. Well, we will be making another video. Probably post one Monday, and hopefully we're moving throughout the weekend, so we can make a video of us driving and him actually giving you his feedback on what it's like for the next few days. So.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. I'm ready.
All right,
I'm ready
man.
for it.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. Anybody new to the channel, I appreciate it. If you would like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more in the future, man. Peace.
Peace out.